No, first year was kind of left alone. So the school I went to was a boarding school. A boarding school and a day school. It was a mix of the two.
You lived there?
I stayed there Monday to Friday and then home to weekends.
Priests? Were there priests knocking
There were
around?
priests there, yeah, wandering the halls at night. There were indeed. Nothing weird like that, actually, incidentally.
Hogwarts,
People always ask that.
Incidentally.
Nothing.
Incidentally.
It's normally...
Accidentally.
It's normally where... Accidentally. Actually, that priest... Now it all makes sense.
Well,
now,
they wouldn't touch you because you talk too much. You're safe. If you're listening to this
and I had a beard.
At school, just be the chatty one. You'll be left alone.
And I had a beard at 13, so they were like, no, that's not really what we're into, to be honest. Not what we're after. Not what we're after. But it was
kids.
it was a mad school. Like, there was a mix of country people. It was the kind of place that farmers sent their kids to go to boarding school. Like, you know, small farmers, local business people who owned the local spar shop, they'd send their kids there, that kind of stuff. It wasn't like a Clongowes or a fancy school or anything like that. But there was...
Spar and farms, good people.
Spar and farmers, yeah. Spar owners and farmers, yeah. That's what I'm trying to get across here. Yeah.
Farmers.
Not like sparmers, yeah. But they had a corridor where the 6 years lived on their own corridor, right? So they had like...
So 6 years, just quickly, how old is 6 years?
17, 18.
Cool. Yeah, 17,
Final
18,
year.
yeah. Final year, yeah. So when we were 13, we stayed in a dormitory, which was like just a big, huge room with like wooden cubicles, if you want to separate it, like wooden cubicles with your bed and your locker and all the rest of it, and that was grand. But 6th year got their own room. It was a big thing in 6th year, your own room. And they were on this big, long corridor. You had to only one way in, one way out of this big, long corridor. So when you're talking about beatings, every year, the 6th years, in 5th year, they would do up a list of people who deserved a fucking hiding from all the years that they've been in school. All these, you know, the kids that pissed them off, people who annoyed them, anything. They'd do a list, and they'd have a big vote on it and everything over who was on where on the list. And then for the remainder, for the whole of 6th year, they would target anybody on the list, right? And sometimes
You stole a Mars bar from my dad's bar.
Yeah.
You're in for it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Actually, one guy whose father did own a newsagent was the main supplier of pornographic material in the school. He used to sell pages out of pornos when I was in the first year. Yeah,
Nice.
tearing pages out of pornos were like 20p or something ridiculous like that. Cost me a fortune. Yeah. So what they would do is they'd have the list, and then if they caught someone on the list, they'd drag them to the end of the corridor. There's only one way in, one way out. Just like 200 meters, maybe 300 meter corridor to the end. Then all the 6 years would stand at their doors with like hurleys and sticks and baseball bats, whatever they had, right? And then the kid who's dragged down there, it could be a 3rd year, 4th year, whatever, they'd get 2 dead legs and be told to run. And then they'd have to run, and they'd get a whack all the way up, or you get a punch or whatever. And if you fell, they'd just keep hitting you until you got up and kept running, like, you know. And I avoided the corridor I was clear, surprised you to know I was on the list every single year I was in school. I was on a hit list for the corridor every year. I never got corridored, never got caught. Lucky man. Yeah, I never got caught. I used Intel and snaky old backhanded deals to stay out of the corridor.
Climb out windows. Here's a page with boobs on it.
Reselling wet pages. Sorry about the stains, lads.
Yeah. Well, you laminate it and everything. No, it's not laminated.
Oh, that's glazed. There's a different.
Yeah. How's this page crystallized? Crystallized?
Is this a cartoon? What's going on with this? The Picasso piece of art.
Paper mache porn.
Jesus Christ. Paper mache porn.
That's fun, man.
So that was fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was actually good fun to go to school there. Yeah, it was interesting, like, you know. But no, I never got a hiding in there. I don't think. I got a few, like, got caught here and there by groups.
Did you get
and
any
stuff.
fights in school?
Not really. I got hit. Somebody hit me with a snooker ball in the back of the head once.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't remember much about that. Surprised you to know.
In a sock? Was it in a sock?
I think he just literally threw it across the room and it hit me smack in the back of the head.
Oh jeez.
I don't remember much after that, but I remember that happening. Yeah.
So you got a semi-concussion off the back of that?
Probably. Who knows? I fell out of a tree in the same school, and it was definitely concussed after that when I remember back. So I've had multiple concussions just going to school. I wasn't even playing sport.
Didn't need the Irish rugby team for that.
No, I did not need the rugby team for that. No.
That's mad. Yeah. I remember. You know the chairs that the metal legs. You know the chairs that have metal legs, wooden. Yeah. That you sit on it, metal legs.
I love the way you say metal legs as well.
Oh, metal legs.
Yeah.
And then they've got a rubber cap on the bottom.
Yeah, and you lean back on them. Those ones.
Yeah. But then the rubber will be worn away, so then it was just sharp metal at the bottom.
Jesus.
But I remember the teacher went out for a sec.
And you made a shank out of
30 seconds. No. I was. We were. I don't know what we were. I think we were throwing things around and crawling under the desk.
Yeah.
So now this is why I always wear a hat. I didn't have a hat then. I was crawling under a desk. Some kid was standing on the table. He picked the chair up, and as I crawled out, he dropped it on my head.
No.
Bang! And then it really hurt. But then you pretended it didn't hurt. It was like fine. And the teacher came back in, and I just sat. And I just felt so warm. And then I felt real sweaty. And I wiped the sweat off. It was just blood just dripping all down the front of my face.
Jesus. And do you attribute
and
that
they called
to
me
your
Bloody
hair
Clark
loss?
ever since.
Bloody Clark.
Yeah, and then that was great because then I got the rest of the day. I was in the first aid and blah, blah, blah.
You're such an optimist, man. It doesn't matter what happens.
Everything's
to you.
positive, yeah.
And it was fantastic, man. I was in hospital for 2 weeks. Yeah. Best time of my life.
Food was great. Like what?
I got Jello.
I mean, nurses. Who doesn't love nurses? I mean,
objectively a bad situation.
Yeah.
You just like, but it was just
great.
Was
amazing.
Right?
I loved school.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I haven't thought of that in years. That just reminded me. But yeah, you always get something. But I wish I was punched in the face, like when in primary school, because there is the fear of getting. I was always fear of getting bullied because when you talk a lot like you do, and you would have been the same. You're always like quick off the mark. You're making fun of everyone.
Yeah.
And then you have to either run or you're scared of getting hit. And then I didn't get hit in school. I was always because I'd say something and then I'd run. I would just run. But then like run, Forrest, run. And then I was in Grafton Street one night. Some drunk dude. He was beating up a homeless person. So I was like went in to try and stop it. And he punched me a couple of times. He punched me in the a couple of times in the face for trying to stop it. And it was fine.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I know it is.
I was afraid.
I got Jello. It was great.
Yeah.
No, but you think your eye's gonna be caved in, your teeth are gonna be knocked out. That happens sometimes. If you just get punched in the face,
if you get punched in the face by a random normal person, the same as you or I, you're probably going to be grand. I was afraid of hurting other people more than getting hurt, even though I was never any good at fighting anyway. I was like, oh God, what if I hurt them? What if I broke their jaw? What if they fell over? What if they died? What if they died?
I like it. You're thinking, what would I?
Yeah.
How?
I'd be
tame
like,
the Brian.
All in fear.
Man.
Even though
what if I killed him?
Fist of iron I have. these guns that are unstoppable. How much damage would I?
When I release the rage.
What if I'm super strong and don't know it?
And you had all these powers.
Down that corridor, they'd all die.
Yeah. I got
break their sticks off my iron legs.
Iron legs.
Fucking hell.
I can get billiard balls in the back of my head. Don't even feel it. I mean, imagine if I use this strength for evil.